So you've noticed the change, the distance, the strange obsession with her phone, the way she talks about her past with a sparkle that is missing when she looks at you. And what do? You ask what's wrong and plan a romantic dinner. You think you can fix an existential identity crisis with a steak and a bottle of wine. Your approach is not just wrong, it is pathetic. It confirms to her that you have no idea what is truly happening. You're a child trying to fix a complex engine by polishing the hood. If you are hearing my voice, it is because some part of you knows your methods are a joke, and you are ready for a real education. If this is the kind of truth you're seeking, consider liking and subscribing. If this message has found you, it is not by accident. Your own search for answers has pulled it into your orbit. You are standing on the edge of a great confusion, watching a world you built begin to tremble. You see the woman you love, the bedrock of your family, start to behave like a stranger, and you are asking yourself a single terrifying question. Why? The answer is not what you think. It is far simpler and far more devastating. If you genuinely enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. The great mistake you make is thinking this is about you. You believe her sudden distance, her new hobbies, her strange moods are a report card on your performance as a husband. So you react like a fool. You try harder. You buy flowers. You plan date nights. You ask, what's wrong? You think you can fix a spiritual famine with a romantic gesture. You are trying to fill a black hole with a handful of sand. This has nothing to do with your effort. It has everything to do with a profound shift happening inside her. A shift from appreciating the warmth of the sun to desperately chasing fleeting sparks in the dark. Chosen ones, you must understand the two types of validation. There is bedrock validation and there is sugar validation. For years you provided the bedrock. Your love was a constant. Your commitment was a given. Your presence was the foundation upon which she built her life as a wife and mother. It was nutritious. It was real. It was strong. But it was also silent. Bedrock does not scream for attention. It simply is. It provides the stability for everything else to grow. Then, around 40, a deep hunger begins. It is a hunger for sugar validation. A compliment from a coworker, a lingering look from a stranger at the store, a message from an old friend on social media. These are hits of pure, refined sugar. They are intense. They are thrilling. They are addictive. And they have zero nutritional value. But the starving person does not care about nutrition. They only care about the immediate rush. Your love, your bedrock validation, cannot compete with this. Why? Because it is expected. You are her husband. You are supposed to find her beautiful. Your compliments are seen as an obligation of your role. But the stranger, he has no obligation. His attention feels pure. It feels chosen. It feels like a reflection of her current value in the world. You think you can remind her of your 15 years of loyalty. You believe that history matters. You are trying to fight a drug addiction by reading a history book. She isn't interested in the past. She is desperately seeking proof that she still has a future where she is desired by the world, not just by you. You see her start to change. It begins subtly. She talks about the past differently. The wild stories of her youth, once shared with a laugh of relief that those days are over, are now told with a strange, wistful light in her eyes. She is not reminiscing. She is grieving. She is mourning the girl who could command attention with a glance. She is looking at her current life, a life of stability and routine you built together, and she starts to see it not as a sanctuary, but as the cage that holds her back from being that girl again. You get the concept of love completely wrong. You think love is a feeling. You believe it is about excitement and passion. So when you see her chasing that feeling, you think she is chasing a new love. You are wrong. She is not chasing love. She is running from invisibility. Her entire life, society has given her a simple equation: beauty equals value. From a young age, she was trained to see her reflection in the eyes of others. For 2 decades, that reflection was bright. Men noticed her. The world affirmed her power. Now that reflection is dimming. Biology is a cruel accountant. The mirror shows a different woman. Not an ugly woman, but a woman who is no longer young. And in her mind, if she's not young, she's not visible. If she is not visible, she is not valuable. This is not about vanity. It is an identity crisis of the highest order. The foundation of her self-worth is cracking and she is panicking. Your stable, comfortable love feels like a quiet room to a woman whose ears are ringing with the silence of lost attention. You make the mistake of trying to reason with this panic. You tell her she is beautiful. You tell her you love her. You think your words can patch the cracks in her soul. Your words are meaningless. In fact, they make it worse. Your reassurance feels like a consolation prize. It feels like you are telling her, It's okay that the world doesn't see you anymore, because I still do. What she hears is, the world doesn't see you anymore. You are confirming her greatest fear. She doesn't want your consolation. She wants proof that you are wrong. She wants to go out and prove to herself and to you that she can still turn heads, that she can still get the sugar. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever seen someone you know begin to romanticize their past right before making a drastic life change? What were the signs? This desperation changes her completely. The woman who valued loyalty now craves novelty. The woman who cherished security now seeks risk. The brain that was wired to find comfort in your presence is now rewiring itself to seek dopamine from new sources. Your predictable affection generates no dopamine. Your routine provides no thrill. You are neurologically boring. This is not an insult. It is a biological reality in her current state of panic. A weekend getaway you plan feels like scheduled maintenance. A thoughtful gift feels like you are just following a script. You do this foolish thing where you try to become more exciting. You plan surprise trips. You buy new clothes. You try to reignite a spark. You are a candle trying to compete with a forest fire. The issue is not that you are not exciting enough. The issue is that you are not new. You represent the life she is starting to resent. You are a walking, talking reminder of the years that have passed. Every shared memory you bring up is another tick of the clock she is trying to ignore. The most dangerous delusion you have is believing that your shared history is a shield. You think, we have kids, we have a mortgage, we have 2 decades of memories. That has to count for something. It does count for something. It counts as the weight she feels is holding her down. It is the anchor she feels she needs to cut to be free. In her panicked mind, the family is not the achievement. It is the evidence of her lost youth. The children are not a blessing. They are the living timeline of her aging. She is not an evil person. She is a terrified person. And a terrified person is the most dangerous person in the world. They will burn down everything around them just to feel the warmth of a fire, to feel alive for one more moment. She is not leaving you for another man. She is leaving you to try and find a younger version of herself. And any man who offers her a glimpse of that girl in his eyes becomes a temporary god. You cannot compete with that. You are not fighting another man. You are fighting a ghost. You are fighting her memory of who she used to be. And in that fight, you, the husband, the bedrock, the constant, will always lose. Not because you are not good enough, but because you are real. And right now, reality is the one thing she cannot stand. Now we must talk about the architecture of her escape. You think this crisis is happening in a vacuum, a private battle between her and her fears. You are dangerously wrong. Her panic is a small flame, but she is surrounded by people holding cans of gasoline. They call themselves her friends. I call them misery merchants. These are often women who have already detonated their own lives. They are divorced, living a life they advertise as liberated and brave. But it is a quiet life of desperation. And they need new customers to validate their own choices. You make this mistake. You see her spending more time with these friends, and you think it is healthy. You say, she needs a social life. She needs to talk to people. You are a fool. You are watching her attend seminars on how to burn down her own house, taught by professional arsonists. During these wine-fueled meetings, her entire life with you is put on trial. Every normal marital disagreement is relabeled as emotional abuse. Your quiet stability is reframed as oppression. Your request for a family budget is financial control. They are not her friends. They are a jury that has already reached a guilty verdict against you, and they are teaching her how to be the star witness in her own case. They push a simple, poisonous narrative. You deserve to be happy. This is the most destructive idea of the modern age. It is the anthem of the selfish. It places a fleeting emotion, happiness, above concrete virtues like loyalty, duty, and honor. They tell her that her feelings are the ultimate truth. If she feels trapped, she is trapped. If she feels unhappy, her marriage is a failure. There is no room for nuance. There is no discussion of commitment or responsibility. There is only the gospel of her immediate emotional state. And a woman in a panic, desperate for an escape, will cling to this gospel like a life raft. Then there is the other architect of her escape, the digital mirage. Her phone is no longer a tool for communication. It has become a portal to a fantasy world where she is the main character. You see her scrolling for hours and you dismiss it. She's just relaxing, you think. You have no idea what is happening. She is not relaxing. She is gathering evidence. The algorithm, a cold and perfect mirror of her desires, feeds her an endless stream of propaganda. It shows her women over 40 who left their husbands and are now traveling the world. It shows her stories of finding passionate love later in life. It shows her 1,000 curated highlight reels, and she compares them to your shared, messy, behind-the-scenes reality. You believe you are in a relationship with one woman. You are wrong. You are now in a relationship with her, and her friends, and the thousands of digital ghosts on her screen who are all whispering the same thing. You can do better. Life is happening somewhere else. You are missing out. Your one voice of stability is drowned out by a choir of 1,000 fantasies. You cannot win this argument. You are trying to sell the quiet value of a real farm, while she is looking at glossy pictures of a magical castle in the clouds. The castle isn't real, but that does not matter. The feeling it gives her is real, and she will sacrifice anything to chase that feeling. This leads to the most painful part of the process, the rewriting of history. You have this naive belief that your shared past is a fixed point of truth. You have memories, you have photos, you have evidence of 2 decades of a good life. All of it is about to become worthless, to justify the devastation she is about to cause. She cannot be a woman who is abandoning a good man and a good life out of fear and selfishness. That truth is too ugly for her to face, so she must create a new truth, a story. And in this new story, you are the villain. This is how it begins. She will start to reinterpret old memories through her new, poisoned lens. That time you were stressed about work and quiet at dinner, that is now evidence of years of emotional neglect. That argument you had about money 5 years ago, that proves you were always a controlling tyrant. Every normal, imperfect moment of a long-term relationship is dug up and twisted into a weapon against you. She is not lying. In her mind, this new version is the truth. She must believe it. Otherwise, she would have to admit to herself that she is the one destroying everything. Her ego cannot survive that. You will try to fight this with logic. You will say, "But what about that trip to Italy? You said you were the happiest you'd ever been." You will show her the loving birthday cards she wrote you. You will bring up all the good times. Chosen ones, you must hear me. Stop doing this immediately. You look pathetic, and you are strengthening her resolve. When you present evidence of past happiness, you are not reminding her of your love. You are showing her what a good actress she was. You are confirming to her that she was pretending and suppressing her true self for all those years. You are accidentally helping her build her case. Your evidence of a happy past becomes her proof of a dishonest one. What do you think is more powerful? A real memory of a decent life, or the urgent need to justify a life-destroying decision? Share your thoughts below. The children become tools in this new narrative. She will tell herself, and everyone else, that she is doing it for them. She will say, they deserve to see their mother happy. This is a lie of such profound selfishness that it is almost genius. She frames the destruction of their stable home as an act of noble self-love. She convinces herself that their predictable life with 2 parents is less valuable than their chaotic life with a happy mother. The children's true needs, for security, for stability, for their family to be whole, are sacrificed at the altar of her midlife crisis. They become collateral damage in her war against her own aging. The woman you knew is gone by this point. She has been replaced by a storyteller, and the story she tells is one of a brave escape from a quiet prison. A story of a woman finally finding her voice. A story of her choosing her own happiness. And you, the man who built that prison with her, who filled it with love and children and security, you are the warden she must flee from. She needs you to be the bad guy. She is desperate for you to get angry. She wants you to yell. She wants you to fight back in a clumsy way. Your anger will be the final piece of evidence she needs to prove to herself and to the world that she was right all along. That leaving was not a choice, but a necessity. You are not dealing with your wife anymore. You are dealing with a character she has created to survive her own choices. This character is the hero. This character is the victim. This character is brave. And this character has no memory of the love and loyalty you shared, because that memory would make her a villain. And that is the one role she can never, ever play. You must understand this. You are not in a marriage counseling session. You are a character in a movie she is writing, and you have been cast as the monster she needs to defeat. You have listened. You have understood the nature of the storm. You see the validation famine, the echo chamber, and the rewriting of history. Now, your mind screams a single question. What do I do? You are searching for a strategy to win her back. You are looking for the magic words to make her remember. You are still thinking like a victim. You are still playing her game. The first step on the path of wisdom is this. You must stop. Stop defending yourself. Stop explaining. Stop bringing up the past. Stop trying to reason with an emotional inferno. Every time you engage with her narrative, you give it power. Every time you react to her drama, you are a puppet dancing on her strings. She creates chaos, and you react with pleading. She creates a story, and you react with facts. She pushes and you pull. You must realize that you are an actor in a play she is directing, and your role is to be the pathetic, defeated husband. The only way to win is to walk off her stage. Your new purpose is not to save your marriage. Trying to save a marriage with someone who is actively setting it on fire will only get you burned. Your new purpose is to save yourself. And in doing so, you will become the man who is capable of leading his family, whether she is in it or not. You must now focus all of your energy on building your own kingdom. While her world is consumed by chaos, you will build an empire of order. Your kingdom has 4 pillars. The first pillar is your body. You will stop moping. You will stop drinking your evenings away. You will go to the gym. You will lift heavy things. You will eat clean food. This is not about looking good for her. This is not a pathetic attempt to win her back with a new physique. This is about rebuilding your own foundation. The physical discipline will forge mental discipline. The physical strength will create spiritual strength. You are transforming your body into a suit of armor. The second pillar is your purpose. For years, your purpose may have been your family. That was noble, but it made you vulnerable. Your purpose must now be your own mission, your career, your business, a skill you want to master. You will pour your energy into creating, building, and achieving. A man without a mission is a leaf in the wind, and he will be blown around by the emotional storms of others. A man with a mission is a mountain. The storms may come, the winds may howl, but the mountain does not move. She needs to see that your world does not revolve around her. It revolves around your purpose, and she was invited to be a part of it. The third pillar is your mind. You will stop consuming mindless entertainment. You will stop distracting yourself from the pain. You will read books. You will learn. You will find silence. You will sit with the discomfort. You will meditate on your own values. Honor, duty, strength, integrity. You are recalibrating your own compass. While hers is spinning wildly, yours will point true north. You must become a man of such profound inner peace that her chaos cannot find a foothold in your soul. The fourth and most important pillar is your children. They are terrified. Their universe is breaking apart. They are watching their father crumble, and it doubles their fear. You will stop being a crumbling man. You will become their rock. You will be the source of stability in their lives. You will spend focused time with them. You will not speak ill of their mother. You will simply be the calm, strong, and present father they desperately need. Your strength will be their sanctuary. You are showing them, through action, not words, that at least one part of their world is still safe and predictable. Do you see what is happening here, chosen ones? You are no longer reacting. You are acting. You are no longer a victim of her crisis. You are the architect of your own stability. You are not trying to fix her. You are fixing yourself. This is the great paradox. The moment you stop trying to pull her back, the moment you let go of the rope, is the moment you become powerfully attractive again. A needy, pleading man is repulsive. A strong, centered man with a purpose is a magnetic force. A lighthouse does not run up and down the coastline, chasing after boats that have lost their way. A lighthouse stands firm. It builds its foundations deep into the rock. It shines its light, consistently and without fail. The lost boats can then choose. They can use the light to find their way back to the harbor, or they can continue to drift into the storm. The lighthouse's job is not to save the boat. Its job is to be the light. You must become the lighthouse. From this position of strength, one of two things will happen. The first possibility is that she will continue on her path of self-destruction. Her affair will burn out. The new man will reveal himself to be just another flawed human. The sugar validation will wear off, and she will be left with a deep spiritual sickness. She will destroy her life, and you, the unmovable man, will be standing strong, ready to lead your children through the aftermath. It will be painful, but you will survive, and you will be the hero your children need. The second possibility is that she will see your light. In the middle of her chaos, she will see your unwavering stability. She will see you becoming stronger, calmer, and more focused. She will see a man who does not need her, but who had chosen her. The profound strength you display will be a deafening contrast to the shallow, chaotic world she has been chasing. She may realize what she has thrown away. She may become humbled, and she may ask to come back to the harbor. If that day comes, you will have a choice. But you will be choosing from a position of absolute power, not from desperation. Your well-being will no longer be tied to her decision. You will have built a kingdom that is entirely your own. You will have become a man who does not derive his worth from a woman's validation, but from his own character and his own mission. That is the ultimate freedom. That is the final victory. The goal was never to keep her. The goal was to become a king, whether he rules with a queen or alone.